Hey folks, it's ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is NASA in his Type 4 Heavy, and this is a Tier 9 game on Windstorm. So this is the Tier 9 Japanese heavy tank, the beast of a tank, and it leads up to the Terror, the Type 5 Heavy. And so this thing, I don't know if he's got the big like boomstick derp gun on this thing or not. He'll have to tell us. I just realized this thing has double tracks. Huh. Oh, I bet you that counts space armor. Okay. That's amazing and gonna be annoying. But anyway, so I know that these side skirts count as 35mm of space armor. So good luck getting shoot through the side tracks of these things. But anyway, so this thing is a big, hefty target, and it's hard to get through them. So if you're facing one like this, don't bother shooting at this or this, or anything up here. As much as all of this looks like it could be pennable, none of this is an actual weak point, including up here, because of the angle that's on. It's actually harder to pen the cupola than it is to pen the flat side of his turret, the flat front of his turret. Actually, this belt of armor right here, and this is what you should be aiming for, it's still 250 millimeters to pen this. But that's better than the 260 or 270 that you get in other places. And don't even bother shooting at this, because that's something like 300 at the angle it's at right now. And even his lower plate is something silly, like it's 100 millimeters when you're flat onto it. And so at the angle like this, it's still something stupid that you're not going to go through. So, yeah. Load some gold, put it through right here if you're facing the front of it. Now, if he is side scraping, and they over angle, if he angles out even something like this, then this plate right here becomes 200 millimeters, and you should be able to put a round through that. The side of his turret, I believe, also, if he gets his turret nice and flat onto you, is something like 200, so you should be able to put a round through that. But this tiny little cheek right here is your best bet. Assuming he's trying to side scrape, that's where you want to put a shell. Now, if he's angled something like this, then it doesn't matter. They're both something like 260 or 280 or something like that, and the rest of his tank is equally high and hard to pen. So, unless you have to fight this thing from the front, don't. It's so much easier to put rounds through this side right here. That strip is something like 180 or something like that. It's so much nicer, and you'll almost be able to pen it every time, assuming you're in a tier 8-9 tank, and equal the size of his turret. So don't fight this thing from the front unless you have to, and even then, good luck. I think I introduced the tank, the map, and everything else, right? So if you want to support the channel, one of the best ways you can do so is by hitting that like button. Can I also get a like for the pro equipment that's behind me? So yes, the green screen looks a lot better all of a sudden because now I'm using actual professional grade equipment, except for the actual screen itself is still a bit cheap. The rig holding it up no longer is held up by duct tape, books, and tropes. It's no longer like hopes and dreams. It's now an actual like frame. It's great. It feels so much nicer. Sets up so much faster. And it looks like a T-32 is about to get shot in the face. Maybe. As we get lit, T-32 starts to run away, and unfortunately NASA's shot flies a bit high. And more or less right over his head. Now he's trying to side scrape. Now, unfortunately, he's over-angling his tank, and this cheek is going to be pennable because of the angle he's on. He needs to be on something more like this in order to side scrape effectively in this tank. And protect this cheek. So he's got to be really careful not to expose that cheek of armor, unless he absolutely has to. I'm gonna bet he doesn't know about that particular part. I didn't know about that particular part until just before I started this recording, when I started looking up armor specs on this thing. The enemy is scattered around, and we got a strong push going on in the middle. So it's almost appropriate for us to be pushing across this bridge. Especially if there's only an AT-7 in front of us. The only downside to pushing across the bridge right now is hard to get those free shots in. So I don't know if he's got the biggest boomstick, but he's at least got the second gun on his tank. 600 average damage, just having an HE on him. Yeah, so he's just got standard ammo, no premium rounds. Yeah. As there is now a light post inside us. That's side of a T-29. That is just bad. What? I don't know what that guy was thinking, but he had a big "shoot me" sign on him, and NASA was like, okay. T-30 putting a shot into us, but of course he just blows our tracks off. T-28 actually does damage, but that's only because it fired HE. And he was going to return fire on probably the T-29. And it's a dead T-29 because, of course, he penned his lower glacis. Gotta pen his upper glacis with that shot. Poor guy. And the T-28 is back to firing HE in some vain attempt to stop this monster from doing its work, as he gets his tracks blown off once again. Now there is a T-30 waiting around the corner, and if he's not careful when he pops out, he's going to get himself beat up by a T-30. But I think the T-30 is actually a little bit scared of us. Though if the T-30 was intelligent, he pushed the T-28 carcass out around the corner, and then used the T-28 carcass as cover, and that would go really well for him. It's not going to go well for us, though. There's no way NASA puts a shot under the dead T-29 carcass into the T-34-3. That's what I was trying to say there. Okay, our tracks blown off once again. Oh, and we see a T-30. Does T-30 do anything? Maybe. Oh, he's being smart. He's pushing out the... and bouncing. He's pushing out the dead T-29. That's really, really smart of him. I don't know what NASA's going to do against that exactly. But it looks like he's going to put a miniature building between him and the T-30. So T-30 can shoot at even less of him. Oh, and then he fires into the building. That was a mistake. At this point in time, I feel like you either need to push or fall back from this location. Oh, there's T-28 pushing right next to you. So that's something that needs to get taken out as soon as possible. As another T-30 round bounces off good Gord, and then he murders the poor T-34-3. Just takes off his arm and is like, "Ha! What are you gonna do now, sucker?" So he's got to be careful. Swinging his turret around to look at the T-28. It's quite possible that somebody like the T-30 puts a shot through the side of that turret, and that would definitely be bad for him. Now, he is trying very, very, very well to side scrape, and gets... For some reason, the T-30 pushed the T-28 carcass out far enough... T-29, sorry, carcass. Sorry. out front of the we squeezed a shot between the building and the tracks of that thing and hit the lower glacis of that T-30. That thing has got to be in just heavy amounts of pain and pissed off. Oh, as he finally puts a round into us. Not even a, where is that round pen? Must have gone into the tracks. It wasn't even a premium round, it was just a standard round. And I can't see where it hit. I can see where he's been trying to go through though. But unfortunately, our return shot hasn't gone through yet. So he goes ahead and puts a shot into the IS, who's being careless. Okay, so we see the track of a T-30, aiming out, waiting for the T-30 pull up. We're going to assume he's going to be reloaded when he does. And it's a low roll. That's unfortunate. How do you just low rolling like that? Oh, as the T-30 takes our tracks off. Thankfully, though, our IS-3 finally comes around behind him, puts a shot into his back end, and takes him out of the game. We're on 4,000 damage, but if you're going for a one of the heavy tank 15 missions, this is enough for the Stug. It's not enough for the T-55A, though. Or sorry, it's enough for the T-28, but not enough for the T-55A. As he just goes ahead and kills the T-54 and just casually wipes him off the board. And now there's just the UDIs left, and this thing, NASA's been playing this tank brilliantly this entire game, and only a couple of enemy tanks left on the board. Well, actually, in fact, only one, and then he is home free with wait, he's over there. And then we're going to really speed this up, because otherwise it's going to take forever. This will take a while. Yeah, I have the benefit of being able to speed this up. Okay, so RHM is trying to sneak something in. We're going to slow this all the way down, as NASA is looking for... NASA's gonna get whipped, obviously. He's a heavy tank. He's gonna get shot once. And he's hoping to be able to spot the UDIs before he dies. Second shot ricochets off of him. And now he's... So we just need to clear the tree cover. I don't know how we can see him and he can't... he can see us, but we can't see him. But of course... he can spot us through all these trees. Oh no! Unfortunately, not able to kill him. He's loaded HE, which is the right thing to do. He really should be fixing that engine so he can get into cover faster. He does fix the engine, so now he's just using it to sit in place. Come on. I guess we'll stay scoped in. He's creeping along. It just gets lit up. We get lit up. So he can kill us in a single shot. However, we can kill him in a single shot too. So suddenly this is very, very tense. Okay, so personally, I'd be making for this cliff as fast as possible. Oh. No! Oh, just as he went to pull the trigger. Oh, bad. However, the RHM makes the shot, then everything works out fine. Oh, but so close there. Oh, that sucks. Second class mastery badge, 5 for effect, high caliber. Well done. It's actually a really awesome game to watch. The fact they just kept bouncing rounds from that T-30 Good lord. That poor guy must have been really, really mad. I still can't understand what that T-29 was thinking, just walking out in front of a Type 4 Heavy. Like, good lord, that's a great way to die. 4,500 damage dealt, almost to the dot. And 4,300 blocked. Wow, that's a total of 8,800, sorry, Nan, 88,000. 8,000 is a tiny bit different. But 8,800, if you're going towards your missions, like the Type 5, or the Heavy Tank 15 missions, then that will get you all the way up to the T-55A mission, which is total of 12. Oh, actually, that'll get you all the way up to T-55A, which is total of 12. So that's unfortunately, I still haven't figured out that one yet, but it's not the point. Well done, NASA did great. I wish he'd been running premium because he definitely earned making money on that, making a decent amount of money and a decent amount of experience. But it was a fun. Nevertheless, wow, me in English today. Get on great. Great job side scraping of that T-30, by the way, and just trolling him throughout the game, including that beautiful shot between the building and the dead tracks of that T-29. I was like half a foot you had to put that shot in, and booyah, right in. Good job. Well played, sir. Thank you so much for sending this in. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button if you have enjoyed this, please. And please share this with your friends and clanmates. And I will see you later. This ioEther out.